T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Jones messed with the wrong melon farmers. Thug life.
And here we go.
I prayed that he would burn in hell, but in my heart, hell not have him.
This is as far as you go. No more.
Hello, city. Are you alive? God damn you.
Wish I had you all alone, just the two of us.
Baby, ooh, 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 baby.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Movies and Beyond. Once again, I am Michael, and today is Sunday. We're here on Sunday night for part 2 due to many requests to do a part 2 of the 1980s bracket. And with me on Sundays, as always, is Mad Matt from Mad Matt's Mask. What is up, my man? How you doing today?
Michael, I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing fantastic, man. We are going back to the 80s, even though I am 1978 Michael Myers. And I will say right off the get go, James, the shape, this is for you, my man. This is for you. I absolutely put on my best Michael Myers I possibly could. The best coveralls I could find from Creepy Customs, the best mask I could find from none other than the horror show artist. But yeah, I love you, James. Michael, I missed you, my man. It's always great to be here with you talking horror. And when we first talked about going back to the 80s, like it was a no-brainer for me. It was a no-brainer. Like I was hoping that would be the majority. Like I can always talk horror, especially when we're talking the 80s. So let's get it on. Love you guys. Glad to be here. What's up, everybody?
I think it was the poll for that was like 36 votes for yes and like 0 for no. Like it was like 33 or 36. I don't remember which it was when we put that poll up last week. So I mean it was a landslide that everybody wanted 1980s part 2. And I'm curious to see what movies people have to throw in here, that may be competitors with the movies that, went through the bracket already. Because we had some big names in that first one. Nightmare on Elm Street, the OG, that was the one that won. And I think it went up against like Halloween 4, if I'm not mistaken, to win. Or it was something along those lines. I know Halloween 4 went, a long way in that. So yeah, man, I'm curious to see what movies people have for us today and what movies that are going to compete with those.
I bet you are, Michael. And let's not lie, man. Let's not lie to ourselves. The 80s, man. I know you're right there with me. It takes us back, man. It takes us back to our childhood, that time where nothing mattered except what slasher are we getting next? What's it, dude? I can do this any given day, man. And you, Michael, I don't tell you this a lot, but you have also there's just the passion you have for the things that take you back to the 80s. I absolutely love that in you, and it can be not just horror related. It can be Star
I was
Wars.
about to say, yeah, it's not just horror.
Dude, it's all over the board. And
yeah,
I love that about you, man.
yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there who, I'm a big collector. They want to collect that toy they had that they, got back in the 80s, or they want to. Dude, it's a fun time to go back to and revisit, man.
Yeah.
It's a blast, man. So, but yeah, man, Michael, you make me thinking about that a lot because I know you even so more than me love the 80s.
Oh yeah,
And there's
big
a
time.
lot of big juggernauts in there for you, like we said, not just in the horror genre, but just all over the board. So
Yeah,
dude, it's fun. Who doesn't love it, man?
yeah, dude. And I mean, you talk about collectibles from the 80s, and it's like every 80s kid. And I'm sure it's the same with the 90s and 2000s, but coming from the perspective of an 80s kid, I was born in 78, so a majority of my childhood, all the memories were in the 80s. So I look at toys we had in the 80s. You know what I mean? We talk about collectibles. There's that one collectible that I swear if I see today and there's a good deal on it, just because I loved it so much as a kid, I'll buy it. That's the Omega Supreme. It was a Transformer I had when I was a kid. And some of the pieces to get for it are super hard, but you can't have just part of it. You want the whole thing. And then there's people that are selling it and the price is ridiculous. So it's like, I don't want it that bad, but you look at that. The Millennium Falcon comes to mind, the original, not one of the remakes that they made, that actual toy, and the G.I. Joe freaking aircraft carrier. And you and I have talked about that at your shop before. I mean, this thing, I think it was the USS Flag, and this thing was like 6 feet long, man. The G.I. Joe planes alone were like a foot long. So you're like, how are they going to make an aircraft carrier to land these things on? Well, shit, they did it. The USS Flag came out in the 80s, and I looked at my dad like, I want that. He's like, for one, we don't have the money for that. Two, there's nowhere to put it in our house. The thing was like 7 feet long. That's a toy right there. You know how many 7-foot long toys do you see coming out these days for kids to play with like they did, back in the 1980s? So I get it, man. Collectibles go beyond horror for me. Not that I have that many of them, but, on my most wanted list of things, there's a few of those from the 1980s.
Yeah, speaking on that, I'm really glad that I'm a unique type of collector. I collect basically what I want to be surrounded by, that looks good to me. If I was searching for that rare toy in the box that I had as a child, it is what it is. You got to fork out the money for that stuff, and it's just I don't have that kind of money. I don't want to spend that kind of money. And I get that with collectors, and that those things will only go up in value. But yeah, when you're searching for that Star Wars battleship, brand new in the box, like it's not gonna be $25 like when you got it before. It's just not.
Yeah.
So I am glad I'm not that type of collector. So yeah, but stuff is very cool.
I don't think like if it was a collectible that I would want that I had something as a kid, I wouldn't want it in a box, not put together. Like I wouldn't want it for value of maybe I can resell it. That would be something that I would want to be able to put like on a shelf or something to look at, to be like, yeah, man, that reminds me of a time from long ago, and that's why I've collected this. I wouldn't look at it from a vendor standpoint of maybe I can get some more money for this later on. If I'm going back for something like that, it's more of a nostalgia piece for me than anything else. So I definitely wouldn't want to collect like that either. I mean, you're looking at shit, and just an inbox, you're looking at $600-700 for that Transformer I want in a box. And it's like, dude, I'm not paying that much for Transformer.
Easy.
There's no freaking way.
Yeah. Yeah. All I'm gonna get when I'm long gone is my daughter saying, Dad, why the hell didn't you keep this in the box? This is bullshit. I could have gotten, $500 more. Like, what the hell's going on? But yeah, man, I'm the same way. I just want cool stuff that I enjoy to look at. I don't have an endless bank account. I'm trying to do a lot of other things. So yeah. But I get that. I get that that other people want to do that. And I know those things are only going to go up in value, whether they want to sell them or not, or just pass them off to their family or whatever. It's it's cool. I respect it. It's just it's not in my budget, Michael. It's not in my budget.
Not mine either. I'd have them. Although I'd be like, oh, like this Omega Supreme right here. No, I don't have it. But let's see who we got in the chat tonight. We'll see who we got hanging out with us on this great Sunday night. DJ Plays Favorites is in the chat saying, hello all. What's up, DJ? I know you've asked me a few times about this stream. I'm glad you can make it, bud.
Glad you can make DJ?
It. Melissa is in the chat saying, hey, what is up, Melissa? Glad you're here. One of my moderators, Jerry, is in the chat saying, hi, guys. What is up, Jerry?
What's up, Jerry?
And he's also reminding us to smash that like button. If you haven't hit that like button yet, please hit that like button. It helps out the stream. Let's see who else we got here. Lydia, another one of my mods, is in the chat saying, Heidi ho, officers. What is up, Lydia?
Heidi ho, Lydia.
Russell Dorsey's in the chat saying, what's up, everyone? I smashed that like button. I hope everyone is having a wonderful night. Happy Sunday, everyone. What is up, Russell?
I'm serious, guys. It does not feel like a true Sunday without Russell Dorsey in the house. What is up, Russell? I missed you, man. Great to see you, buddy. Great to see you.
And the general is in the chat. Val from Val Views is in the chat, and she always gets the salute from Movies and Beyond. What is up, Val? Saying, woohoo, the Packers won. How about them Cowboys? Yeah, what a game. Jesus. I did not see that coming. I'm telling you, Jerry Jones is going to fire some people tonight. That is happening. I guarantee he's fired like 6 people already after that. Packers blew out the Cowboys tonight. Wayne Turner is in the chat saying hi all. It's 11:59 a.m. Monday here in Sydney, Australia. I have a list of 19 movies for this bracket. Wow, that's fantastic. What is up, Wayne? Always glad to have you here, bud.
Yeah, might have to tone it down just a little bit, Wayne, but yeah, man. Welcome. Always good to have you. What's up, Wayne?
Eric from the Bearded Entertainment is in the chat saying, "What's up, party people? What's up, Eric?"
Eric, it's great to see you, my man. I also want to say thank you to Eric. Uh, Eric gifted me recently this amazing 3D printed Predator, and I'm a Predator fanatic, and I just absolutely love it. So, just want to say that, man. Thank you very much, Eric. I just thank you, dude. I don't know what else to say, but yeah, me and Predator, dude. Game over, dude. Game over. Love it, man. Thank you.
I like how you use the aliens quote to talk about Predator.
I
Like,
know. I thought the same thing.
I love Predator. Game over, man. I love it. It's like, okay, I got
Yeah, I'm
you.
freaking myself out with this
I
match.
got you.
Like, gosh damn. Like, yeah. I'm sorry if I'm freaking anybody out.
Teresa Stevens, aka Mad Mom, is in the chat saying hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. What is up, Teresa? Glad you can make it.
Hello, mother. Hello. Welcome.
Jeff DeAngelo is in the chat saying hello, everyone. Welcome to Sunday. Hell yeah, man.
Welcome
to
Jeff.
Sunday.
Welcome, Jeff.
Let's see what else who else do we have in the chat? You know, I say this every time, but it's so true. I always think that I got everybody, and just when I do, Clayton from Ages of Fear is in the chat saying, "What's up, boys? Time to kick it in the 80s again. Let's do it." Hell yeah, man. If you haven't gone over to Ages of Fear, go over to Ages of Fear, the YouTube channel. Clayton's doing some great content over there. He has a podcast where he's talking about a lot of slashers right now. So he's got a lot of different things to choose from over there. And if you haven't checked out his Friday the 13th, 2009 review, I would recommend doing that one as well. Might have had a special guest on there, and it was definitely a good time. And thank you, Clayton, for having me over there. I appreciate it, bud. Let's see, who else do we have in the chat? John is in the chat saying, "Hi, everyone. What is up, John? Glad you can make it, man."
What's up, John? Good to see you on here, my friend. Good to see you on here.
Dark Room Secrets is in the chat saying, "Hello, everyone. What is going on? What is going on?"
Kim, it's great to see you. Great to see you. And I cannot wait till you get a chance to get up to see the new booth. We've expanded recently, and it looks fantastic. We put a lot of work into it, but I cannot wait for you to see it, Kim. Yeah, and it's good to see you on here. Hope you're doing well. I love you, man. I love you, girl.
And James has entered the chat. The Shape is in the chat saying, "Hi, everybody. What is up, James? Glad you can make it here, bub."
Welcome, James. I hope I did your boy justice tonight. I love you, man, and it's great to see you on here always, my friend.
Russell is saying, "Are you Michael or is Matt Michael Myers tonight?" What is Russell? And Jerry is saying, "Hi, Michael," and Michael. Let's see. Think that I actually do think that I got everybody. Maybe. God, there's a lot of chat tonight. You guys are awesome. Think if I missed it. Oh, Kim is in the chat. Kim's in the chat saying, "Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday." What is up, Kim? Glad you can make it tonight.
Hello, Kim. I do want you to know we are down to one Halloween 3 bag, Kim. We have one. Just want to let you know, John.
All right, I think that I got everybody. Excellent. So this is going to be kind of crazy, and I'm going to need help from the mods tonight to make sure that I'm not writing down. Let me actually bring up that list on my screen here to kind of help me out with that too, so that we're not repeating movies. So that's something we're gonna definitely have to take a look at.
No, and yeah, I'm glad you're doing that, Michael, because the '80s it's so fun. But yeah, I'd like to I'd like to not repeat what we went through already. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I have a list in front of me right here. My mods also have a copy of the list. I sent that to them yesterday or the day before. I don't know, a couple days ago. I'm getting old, so like I don't remember when I do stuff. I just know that it was done. So I know that the list is out there. The list is also on my community tab for movies and beyond. So if you do have any questions about whether something's on the list or not, either ask one of the mods or go over and check the community tab because I have this same list that I'm looking at right now up there as well for everyone to see. So this should make this somewhat easier. Let me go ahead and bring up our bracket. What do you say? 24. That's what we've usually been doing. So I will add. Let's see. I will put 24 slots up there. Let me go ahead.
Okay, that's scary. That's scary.
What is that?
24 sounds great to me, Michael. Sounds fantastic.
All right. I'm not going to ask any questions. I'm just going to roll with it. What was I doing?
This is powder.
Oh,
this is powder. They say if you put baby powder inside your mask, they'll last longer. So this is baby powder, Michael. Like, yeah.
All right. Excellent. Let me figure out what I was doing before. Oh yeah.
That
Okay.
looks like a clown.
It's Pennywise. So I want to go here. Let's do this. All right. So there is our bracket. I'm gonna blow this up one more. Make it big enough for everybody to see there, at least for me to see with my old eyes. And I am pretty much ready for some movies. So let's get ready to throw out some movies. I've got 24 slots because that's usually how many we have done previously. So if we get 24, great. But I do not want to go over 24. And please just throw out one movie at a time for me. That way I'm getting, a lot of movies from a lot of different people and not long lists of stuff from multiple people.
Michael, do you think I got enough baby powder on the inside of that mask?
I might want to add a little more. I think half of it's pretty much gone now. I'm pretty sure. All right. So let's start here.
Let me ask you this. Do we have Christine on there?
We did Christine.
We did Christine last time. Okay.
So I'm looking at everything that's coming out, trying to make sure. I thought we had Killer Clowns from Outer Space, but did we not have that last week? I'm gonna put it on here. Mods, let me know.
And
could have swore I put that last time.
Let me know on this one, Michael. I would like to say Beetlejuice and Cujo.
Well, Teresa beat you to Beetlejuice.
Fair enough.
I will put Cujo on there. Society. Why does that sound familiar? Did we do The Howling last time? We did do Killer Clowns. That's already up there. I could have swore I remembered that one.
Michael, this is us getting old. It really is, because I'm the same way. I'm like, did we do this one? We did Monster Squad, or was that an early '90s movie?
Monster Squad was the '80s. I'm pretty sure of it.
Did we cover Monster Squad? If we did, I'm sorry.
I think we did The Howling. If we did, we can go back. Mods, let me know. Let's see here. Friday, part 6. Slaughter High.
Slaughter High.
Melissa has Prom Night up here. Why is it something telling me the Prom Night was late 70s? Was it 80s? Was Prom Night?
I am so borderline on that. Like I feel like it's either late 70s or early 80s. Same with Terror Train comes to mind. Was Terror Train early 80s?
Prom Night was 1980.
Nice.
Well done.
How about Terror Train? Michael, you haven't seen that one, correct?
No, I have not.
I would like you to check out Terror Train.
I think you've told me that before.
Mm-hmm.
I still want to check out that movie from last week that we Cheerleader Camp. Oh, that's so good. The Hitcher. Have you seen The Hitcher?
I have not.
You need to check out The Hitcher. That's Rutger Hauer at his finest.
And I want to say The Hitcher's streaming right now, I believe.
Thanks for that, Lydia. Yeah, I found it. Maniac Cop was a good one. It's been a while since I've seen it. That was a good one. Eric saying it wasn't on the bracket you posted in your community tab. Eric, it was in the first round. It went up against Child's Play. It was down towards the bottom. So if like the whole bracket didn't post, I think that if you look at it, it was just under Killer Clowns. Chopping Mall. Did you ever watch Chopping Mall? Matt, did you ever see Chopping Mall? Matt, did you ever see Chopping Mall? Oh, I guess he's replacing headphones there. Hey, Matt, do you hear me?
I do. Can you hear me?
Yes. Did you ever see Chopping Mall?
I just wanted to switch back to the headphones. I hear a little better this way. I have heard of Chopping Mall, and I've almost clicked on it 100 times, but I've not seen Chopping Mall.
All right, I've filled up the list of 24 movies, just going down the chat here. So if I didn't get yours in there, I do apologize. Some of them were movie. Val, I didn't get to this one, Val, but that is hilarious.
You know, not even just so. I've not seen Frankenhooker, but I will tell you, I've seen more Frankenhooker shirts lately than I care to admit. Like, this movie must have, dude, it's got a following, man. I want to check it out just for what it's worth, but dude, the merchandise is out there and it's current, I feel like. So there's people behind Frankenhooker, man.
Sorry, I'm looking.
I'm glad we finally got Beetlejuice on there because I actually feel like Beetlejuice is a contender. It is definitely a contender. It's one it's one I was very surprised we didn't have on last time, but you can't think of everything. Now, was Halloween 2 1980 or 1981? It was 81, right?
I believe it was 81. Yeah.
Okay. Evil Dead 2, I actually liked a little bit more than the original Evil Dead. I thought it was really like the same movie, just with a bit more, in my opinion.
All right, we got 26 movies. That's as high as I can go.
Yeah.
To go through. Okay.
I'll take your word for it. I've got too much baby powder in my eye.
So yeah, maybe, I don't know. Sorry, I'm just kind of like Wayne's already asking. So when's the 80s part 3 bracket?
No.
He said nope.
This is cool. Let's do it, guys.
All right, so this is to the point where you choose a number between 5 and 15. So that's the amount of times I'm going to shuffle.
4.
So again, between 5 and 15.
I wasn't even trying to be funny. I just really wasn't listening, obviously. Oh my gosh, that's hysterical.
So once again,
oh my god,
5 or higher,
yeah,
15 or lower.
I'm gonna go with 8. 8. Oh my god.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right.
My goodness.
Hold on 1 second. We'll get started here.
Just give it a good.
Any number after 5, 2. All right, cool. Okay, so we are all set to get started. I got everything in this. Wayne Turner says Frankenhooker is weird, dude. That is a weird movie, and I've seen it somewhat recently too, for the simple fact that I was doing a watch party. I want to say it was on the Movie Bros, maybe, with them, probably about like 4 or 5 months ago. We watched Frankenhooker, and I hadn't seen it since the 80s. But yeah, that was something else. Let me tell you. Clayton is saying, Matt, just blame it on the powder. It'll be fine.
Oh man, I have nothing. Like
Always do this.
Again, second graders. A number between 5 and 25.
3.
2.5. Yeah, I got nothing, guys.
All right, our first matchup: Day of the Dead versus Maniac Cop.
Okay.
Day of the Dead versus Maniac Cop. Cast your votes now. You know, it's funny. I've seen Maniac Cop more recently than I saw Day of the Dead.
I was actually going to reach out and what do you got on this one, Michael?
Maniac Cop, dude. I'm going with Maniac Cop. It might not be the popular choice, but I definitely enjoyed Maniac Cop.
Well, on that note, here's what I'll say. I have not seen Day of the Dead. And people want to crush me for this, and I get it. But I've said it numerous times. Zombies, the whole zombie thing was never my go-to, even today, and not even back in the 80s. They were never my go-to. So I've missed a lot of zombie movies. But I actually enjoyed Maniac Cop. I've seen Maniac Cop. I enjoyed it. But still, I can't really, I can't go with it with not seeing Day of the Dead. But and if I was to guess, I'd be going with Maniac Cop. I really enjoyed it. But what else can I say? Zombies have never been my go-to.
Gotcha. I gotcha. I don't know. I didn't really. I guess because I watched, Night of the Living Dead with my dad at a young age.
Yeah.
So I always thought they were cool.
Yeah.
I always liked the tension in the early zombie movies of like, they're not fast, but they always tend to overwhelm. Which leaves you in a "are they gonna get away" type of feeling, kind of like that Halloween feeling where Michael's crossing the street and Laurie's trying to get in the freaking house. It kind of provided that same a feeling for me with a lot of zombie movies, and I think that's why I don't mind zombie movies.
Yeah.
And then when they came out with zombie movies zombie movies where zombies can run like a 4.5 40, I'm just like, you got to be freaking kidding me right now.
That was terrifying. Yeah.
Like these things are supposed to be slow. Like why is this thing beating Deion Sanders in a race?
Yeah.
You've got to be freaking kidding me right
We're
now.
supposed to be able to like smoke a cigarette and talk about our game plan, like while these
Right.
guys are coming. Like, yeah. And I'll go a step further. Like I literally now I have seen the original Night of the Living Dead. I saw that movie probably about 2 years ago for the first time. Like, so that tells you how much I just put zombies on the back burner. But I have seen Night of the Living Dead. I've seen a lot of The Walking Dead. So I have seen some zombie movies. 30 Days of Night I thought was awesome. But just never a go-to for me.
Gotcha. Did you say 30 Days a Night?
Mm-hmm. Well, hell, that's vampires, isn't it?
I was about to say that's a vampire movie.
I was trying. Yeah, that's vampires.
I like 30 Days a Night too.
Yeah, geez, man, I'm just batting zeros here. Yeah, just don't talk to me for like 30 minutes and get it together.
Just gonna work it out. It's the powder, Matt. You got it. It's fine.
Oh my god.
Day of the Dead did win with 6 votes to 4. Make sure that you are casting your votes, guys, because that's 10 votes. We currently have 18 people in the chat, so make sure you're submitting your votes.
Like I know once he made Night of the Living Dead, there's a whole bunch of people loving Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. They were on board with that stuff. So I'm not surprised Maniac Cop taking a back seat to that stuff.
Understood, and agreed with completely. So our next matchup, this is a pretty good matchup, man. Nightmare on Elm Street 2 versus Gremlins.
Ooh.
Nightmare on Elm Street 2 versus Gremlins. And I thought Gremlins was on the original, man, and I kept looking it over, but I didn't see it. So I guess it wasn't.
That's cool. We missed some heavy hitters. We did, but that's gonna happen, dude. The 80s had so much, guys. The 80s had so much. Michael, I'm going with my slasher man on this one. And Nightmare 2's by no means one of my favorites in the franchise, but I'm gonna choose. I love Freddy Krueger. I love his design. I love his weapon of choice. Gremlins to me was, it's a fun movie and all that good stuff. I'm not dissing Gremlins, but I'm a slasher guy, man. I'm a slasher guy. So on this one, I'm gonna go with Nightmare 2.
I'm gonna piggyback on that. I'm gonna go with Nightmare 2 as well. I enjoy Nightmare 2. I enjoy Gremlins as well. Gremlins, granted, I haven't watched Gremlins in a few years, but I do like Gremlins. When you talk about
probably 25 years, seriously,
that's a minute. Well, when you talk about, I'm looking at what I'd rather watch, man, and you're talking about probably the darkest Freddy that there ever has been. Whether you like the story or not, that the Freddy we got in Nightmare 2 was just beast mode. For me, for my liking, but yeah, I definitely have to go with Nightmare 2 on this one. It reluctantly, because Gremlins is a big name, and a lot of people like Gremlins. I get it.
Oh yeah, I expect this one to be pretty close. Actually,
I do too.
There were
I
a
agree.
lot of people shunned Nightmare 2. I think it's one of the best looking Freddy's we ever got. I'll say that.
Yeah.
He looked sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I expect this to be close. If I was to guess, I'd almost say Gremlins is going to take it.
Well, currently, according to Lydia, we are tied 6-6 right now. So,
okay, wow.
So we'll let some other people weigh in on that one, and let's go through the chat and see what people are saying.
Break this one, man. I like the rare times where we can break the tie.
No, we can break it. We both chose Nightmare 2.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, so we can break
it's
this
the powder, guys. It's gosh damn.
Let's see.
We can break it.
We definitely can break this one. Clayton is saying these two are pretty close for me. I give a slight edge to Nightmare 2 for Freddy's sake.
Yeah.
James is saying Gremlins reminded me of demonic Muppets. Right?
But where do you rank it, James? Between the two.
But which one would you choose? I personally like Gremlins 2 better than the first. People think I'm weird for that, but whatever. Like what you like, Clayton. You know that, bud. You like what you like, man.
Oh, I'm actually on board with that. From what I remember, I would prefer Gremlins 2 as well. I feel like it's another one that it's like Gremlins, just with a bit more. Like I said, with Evil Dead. Yeah, I get that. I totally get that.
Dude, you want to talk about not seeing something for 25 years? I don't think I've seen Gremlins 2 in 25 years.
Yeah, man, it's been a hot minute.
I'll tell you something I did watch though. The other night, I was laying there, I was looking at HBO Max, and they had Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, right? Big Indiana Jones fan. And the amount of things that I heard about this movie, how it was trash and this and that. And I will just go on record by saying, and this is all I'll say about it, it wasn't the best Indiana Jones movie, but I had a good time watching it. Would I watch it again? Probably not. But I had fun watching it, and it was good to see.
The newer one?
Yeah, the one that came out a couple months, probably like 6 months ago.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. It surprised me, man. I was going in with the worst, impression, hearing everything, and I actually had a great time watching it. So, Lydia is saying that we have to break the tie, so we will break the tie, and A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 will be Gremlins 7-6.
I'm actually happy for the Nightmare people because part 2 beating Gremlins, I think that's pretty cool. I didn't expect that.
Yeah. DJ is asking, is there a coin flip to break the tie? No, we don't have to flip a coin unless me and Matt disagree. So the fact that we both chose Nightmare on Elm Street 2, we can break the tie.
No coin flip.
You don't need it. Don't need it. So the next two that we have, and get ready to cast your votes, we have The Hitcher with Rutger Hauer and the original Pet Sematary. So I know which way this is going to go, but I am going to really probably be the only person that thinks this, but I am going with The Hitcher. I love Pet Sematary, don't get me wrong, but I have a connection with The Hitcher, and it really scared the hell out of me when I was a kid. Whereas Pet Sematary, I always thought it was good, but I think The Hitcher is a way better made movie. And Rutger Hauer is a monster in this thing. So anytime someone says Rutger Hauer, I think The Hitcher. Like, he's been in a lot of stuff, but anytime anyone says Rutger Hauer, I immediately think of The Hitcher.
I've never heard anybody say Rutger Hauer.
You don't know who Rutger Hauer is?
I do not.
Oh, you should watch The Hitcher, though. I think you would actually like this one.
Michael, I have seriously I think it's streaming right now. I've almost clicked on it numerous times. Yeah. And honestly, of all the things you told me to watch, I'm very interested in this one because I love Pet Cemetery, man.
Yeah.
I love Pet Cemetery, and for you to be putting the
But how long ago did you see Pet Cemetery?
the original? I actually watched. Shoot, Lydia and I watched that
For the first time.
a week or two ago. When did I watch it for the first time?
Yeah.
That's hard to even say, buddy.
Right. So
I mean,
you're going back to watch an 80s movie now to try to compete with something that you already have a love for, and that's tough to do. You know what I mean? To say, hey, but I do think that you will actually enjoy this movie. Watch the original or watch the one with Rutger Hauer, though. I think they've tried to remake it a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you'll like this one. I'm starting to know the kind of horror that you tend to gravitate to.
I'm the same. I'm the same with you.
Yeah.
I've always been a pretty big Pet Cemetery guy. I like part 2. I was one of the few that didn't trash the recent one that came out. Something about Pet Cemetery I definitely dig. Zelda in the original Pet Cemetery was one of the very few that scared the shit out of me as a kid. She scares me now. She is frightening.
Oh yeah.
I want Michael or Jason coming at me any day before Zelda, telling me that I'll never get out of bed again and come running towards me. No, thank you.
Pet Cemetery did win 9-4. So we're
thank you, dude.
Able to move on. Halloween 2 and Chopping Mall.
Okay. Okay. Our first landslide.
I can't even.
And I've not even seen Chopping Mall, but dude,
I've seen it.
Halloween 2 rocks in the most rocking franchise, in my opinion, one of the most rocking franchises of all time. Yeah. So, Michael, you're going with Chopping Mall?
Totally. No, not even close. I will go with Halloween 2 on this one for sure.
Now, I did watch In Search of Darkness, and I got basically the idea that it should have been more called like the Laser Mall. There's not really, it's robots with lasers, right? There's not really chopping. They're not.
Did you ever? Yeah. Did you ever see Short Circuit?
Yes, but
It reminded me kind of.
Couldn't tell you
a little bit of that.
An evil Short Circuit.
Yeah. To me, they're definitely on two different levels. Chopping Mall is entertaining, yes, but Halloween 2, I mean, that's legendary, right?
It's so good. It's so good. And it still baffles me that, like, because I feel like John Carpenter did so well with that. And like when you hear him talk about it, he just could care less about it. He didn't want to do it. I just want to say, John, the movie rocked, man. I love Halloween 2. I absolutely love it.
Halloween 2 is fun. It is. But it is the first movie that gets away from Michael being what John Carpenter initially intended him to be. So I could see him, not liking it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. But, he had a part in it, and I think he had a great part in it. But, whatever. I love Halloween 2. I can watch. That's another movie I can watch anytime.
Oh yeah.
You can't think of what movie to put in. Let's watch Halloween 2. I'm cool with that.
Halloween 2 has won 13-1. And then we move on to Beetlejuice versus Firestarter.
Whoever you are, I love that one.
John.
Going with Chopping Mall.
Yeah, John went with Chopping Mall. And hell yeah, dude.
Okay, hell yeah. I love it, John. I love it, man.
Beetlejuice versus Firestarter. I like Firestarter, but Michael Keaton, I gotta go with Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
This is probably blasphemy, but I've never seen Firestarter.
John says, sometimes when you find yourself on the side of the majority, you got to pause and reflect. Mark Twain. Well done, sir.
Well
done.
Yeah, I have not seen Firestarter.
Oh, really?
No, I have not. The like the maybe I'm missing a really good movie. Just the basis of what it's about just never intrigued me. And they recently remade Firestarter, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
They did.
How'd that go?
It's probably been a couple years. I would say.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the remake. I've seen the original.
What'd you think of the original?
I thought it was good. I mean, I don't think it's in the same realm as Beetlejuice, but it's not a bad watch.
Is it?
I don't own
Carpenter
it.
film?
I want to say that it's a Stephen King movie, isn't it? Am I wrong?
Or Stephen King book, maybe directed by Carpenter, or
I don't think Carpenter has anything to do with Firestarter.
okay. I'm not sure. I never have checked out Firestarter.
No, it was directed by Mark Lester.
Okay. Was it a Stephen King book?
I'm looking that up now.
Okay.
Yep, Stephen King.
Okay. Okay.
Yep, that is a young Drew Barrymore. All right. Let's see. So these guys are freaking killing me in the chat. Let's see. There was one that I wanted to read that was here. Clayton is saying Michael Keaton should win the whole bracket just for being Batman. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Wayne is saying I prefer the song by Prodigy than the movie. Dude, I remember.
Okay, I love the song Firestarter by Prodigy, so I can get down with that. Yeah. I am the Firestarter.
John brings up a good point. When you went to the video store and rented Beetlejuice, it was in the comedy section, not the horror section. Truth.
And it could really go either way. It could go all over. But yeah, Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice that's one of those performances that's just as flawless as it gets, man.
And Beetlejuice has won 8-6. So it will move on. The next two movies
held its own. Its own. I like that. Okay.
The next two movies, Critters versus Cujo.
Okay. Michael, take this one away.
Cujo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Cujo. I've seen them both, and Critters is not a pimple on Cujo's ass, if you ask me. Cujo is fantastic. It's another movie for me where like Stephen King knows how to like get to your core, and the acting in Cujo is dude. Dee Wallace is phenomenal in Cujo. Phenomenal. I absolutely love Cujo. It doesn't have like a ton of rewatchability, but the rewatchability is there too. Like if I could watch Cujo maybe like once a year or something, I'm good. I'm gonna love it. But I think it's just fantastic. It's well written. And it scares you with truth and like real situations that could happen. And like if you were there stranded, you have to do everything you can to protect your young dude. I love Cujo. Critters should not even be in the same category as Cujo, if you ask me.
Well, it is.
It is. It definitely is. But yeah.
I mean, the only thing I took away from Cujo was dogs that look like that. I don't like them, because of that movie. It's like I don't, as a little kid, I was just like, oh, that's a Cujo dog. That's what I call those dogs. It's like, oh shit, that's a freaking Cujo dog. And Cujo has won 9-2 over Critters.
They executed
so
that movie
it will move on
so well. They really did. I actually think Cujo's even underrated, like to this day.
Pretty big movie.
Yeah, it's just it seems like it's fading over time, but yeah, I love Cujo. Yeah.
All right. The next two movies we're throwing together are Evil Dead 2 and Warlock. Both good movies, in my opinion. I really like Warlock. I think that's an underrated movie. Like I remember
could never
watching.
get on board with the Warlocks. I could not.
I watched Warlock a lot as a kid. That was
get on board.
That was on a mixtape because back in my day, folks, we had a VHS and you could put multiple movies on one device. And we had mixtapes. Not only was it audio that we had mixtapes,
Dude,
we had VHS mixtapes as well.
Gold. Those tapes were gold.
They came with a little sticker. And you could,
dude. I've got Warlock on there. I've got Leprechaun. I've got.
You're taking away 3 movies right now. Like they had the little stickers so you could write on the front, what was on the video. And 90% of the time, what was written on the tape did not match what was on the video. Nobody. You'd be watching a movie and then all of a sudden it cut into like 60 minutes from the night before that your parents threw in the videotape, and it's just like, oh man, I was just about to find out what happened to Superman, and now they're talking about 60 minutes. You got to be freaking kidding me right now.
Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna go with Evil. I could never get on the whole Warlock thing, man. And I saw a few of them. It's not my thing.
I'm just talking about the original. I don't think I ever saw any of the other ones. I will go with Warlock on this one for nostalgia purposes, but I don't really think it'll make a difference, to be honest with you, in the chat. I think most people will go with Evil Dead 2.
If it could take out Evil Dead 2, I would.
Oh yeah,
but
I don't see it. I always remember thinking that scene was so cool where the Amish guy's looking at the barn and he's getting all the signs that there's something in there. I don't know. I just thought that it was freaking fun. I thought that movie was a fun movie. I always enjoyed it. I always enjoyed Warlock. And dude, it's probably something I haven't seen.
Warlock.
Yeah, dude. It's probably something I haven't seen in 30 years. You know what I mean? Like something I watched a lot as a kid and I remember loving it. I could watch it tomorrow and be like, oh man, this movie's crap.
Dude, they ended up making a shitload of Warlocks. I think they went to
Did they?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, maybe I watched Warlock too, but it doesn't really,
because they would be like a go-to for me. Like if I just couldn't find anything else, I'm like, well, let me see if maybe Warlock 4 is any good this time. But yeah, they made a lot of them.
I didn't like the first 6, but maybe 7 will bring me on board.
Yeah,
Evil Dead has won 9-3.
They started to be almost like the Amityvilles. Like,
I can't think of Amityville now without thinking of freaking Death Toilet. I swear to God. Now we have a Slumber Party Massacre versus The Wraith. Slumber Party Massacre versus The Wraith.
Daggone, man. I've not seen The Wraith.
This is another one I grew up having on one of my mixtapes. Charlie Sheen and The Wraith. Yeah.
Okay. I've seen Slumber Party Massacre that I thought was, for its time, okay.
I'm going with The Wraith.
Yeah, I'm out. I've not seen it. I can't say much.
Yeah. The thing that was so cool about The Wraith was the car, dude. His car. It was so awesome. Like, so he was a guy. Well, I'm not going to ruin it for you. You haven't seen it. So, yeah, there's some car racing in it too, which is fun, and it's very, very 80s.
Charlie Sheen.
Yes, and it's a very 80s. The movie definitely wears its age, but Slumber Party Massacre does as well. So yeah, you should check it out sometime, man. If you got some free time, you got about an hour and a half to kill, the Wraith is definitely one worth checking out. Now I would watch The Hitcher before I would watch The Wraith.
No, I'm gonna watch The Hitcher.
Yeah.
I
still need to watch Evil. What we were talking about, Evil Lurks.
We all do.
Yeah, I still need to see that.
Lydia and I, we need to watch that. You need to watch that. Because I'm with you. Everyone that I've talked to,
Yeah.
nothing but good things to say about that movie. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Michael, keep this going. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, my friend.
All right.
Be right back.
All right. All right, let's see what you guys got to say in the chat. DJ saying slumber party. Mayanne has entered the chat saying hello, panel and chat. What's up, Mayanne? Glad you could come by and hang out with us. Good to see you. Let's see. Melissa saying the Wraith. Jerry saying the Wraith. Danny and Deontay After Dark is saying, come on, y'all. The Wraith. That's what I'm talking about, man. Seriously. Wayne is saying Wraith sci-fi though. Like maybe, it's knowing the Wraith. Yes, it toes the line, Wayne. It really does. It does. Val saying the Wraith. Quite a few people saying that they haven't seen that one. John is saying Slumber Party. Let's see. Russell's going with the Wraith. Kim is going with Slumber Party. Yeah, Wayne, that's borderline. Yes. Yes. Jerry coming through with Wrong Turn. Dude, where would I be without Jerry's Wrong Turn? Didn't Wrong Turn get like 2 votes on one of the ones we did earlier? Yes, and Lydia is saying that Evil Lurks is on Shudder. I actually have Shudder. I can watch that. Clayton is saying I saw Night Swim today, but I've not heard good things about that at all. But my theory on Night Swim, and I won't go too deep into this. It's just like I think I said this last week when we talked a little bit about it. It's like we're all the way down to pools. You know what I mean? Like we're already down the pools, and what is next? Haunted shower handles will be next, and then after that, it'll be the cursed toilet plunger, and that's where we're gonna go. Let's see. Lydia was asking how was Night Swim. I wouldn't recommend it personally. Oh no. Well, we will see. Did I miss the results? The Wraith has won with 6 votes to Slumber Party 3. Okay. See, I almost messed that one up again already. Moving on. Near Dark and Prince of Darkness. This will be our next one. So cast your votes. Near Dark or Prince of Darkness. I have not seen Prince of Darkness. So I do really like Near Dark, though. I really like Near Dark, but I have not seen Prince of Darkness. So I can't really. Hopefully Matt's seen Prince of Darkness and he'll be able to talk a little bit about it because I myself have not whatsoever. Have you seen Prince of Darkness?
I have not.
That's unfortunate. Neither have I. That is unfortunate. But we have Near Dark versus Prince of Darkness.
I have not seen Near Dark.
Oh, you need to see Near Dark. That is a good one. That is definitely a good one.
And yes, this is I'm sorry, Michael. This is a mask for Movies and Beyond. Michael, this is a lot for you, man. You are a Jason guy, and I am a Michael guy. So I had to get a nice matchup, man. And this is Michael and Jason, brother.
for Movies and Beyond. Creepy as all get out. Hope you guys like it. But yeah, man, that's what it's for, brother.
Sweet. Just mix of the two is what they did with that one.
Mix of the two, made from my good buddy, good friend, Brian. He is a beast, man. He makes some really cool stuff. So yeah, he actually brought this out for me and for the channel. I love it, dude.
Oh yeah, man. That's freaking awesome. That is freaking awesome.
But yeah, this is the first time I have not seen either of these films. I've been wanting, Lydia's been on me to see Near Dark. I know she's a big fan of it. I'm hoping I can get around to check that out. And as far as, is that, you said Prince of Darkness?
Prince of Darkness.
What's that about?
You asking me? Because I have not seen it either.
Oh, okay.
Ages of Fear is saying Donald Pleasance and John Carpenter together in Prince of Darkness. That's all one needs in life. Hey,
that is. I'm down.
Loomis is in there. Does he shoot the Prince of Darkness 6 times? That would be awesome.
Does he have a police force?
Wayne Turner saying an Aliens mini reunion for Near Dark, a vampire Western road movie by Catherine Bigelow. I own a 2-disc DVD edition. Hell yeah, my man. Sean Hess in the chat. Hey, my dudes. Good to see you guys. What is up, Sean?
Great to see you, Sean. Always, buddy.
And Prince of Darkness has won 8-4. Craziness. 8-4. Moving on. All right, this one, I'm out. Society versus Cheerleader Camp.
I'm out as well, Michael.
I feel like Cheerleader Camp might be something I probably saw late night on Joe Bob's Drive-In Theater on the movie channel when I was a kid. Quite possibly. Not sure. But I am definitely out of this one because I don't know. I do not know. I do not know.
I feel like, Cheerleader Camp. Yeah, I've not seen it. It might have been there on the, Skinamax time. I don't know. But
right, that's what I'm talking. I picture that being a movie. That being a movie, my father would be like, "Hey, bud, Cheerleader Camp's on tonight. You want to watch it?" And I was like, "Yes, let's do that. I will get a snack and let's put it on." I'm probably sure I saw it along those lines at some point in my life. For sure.
That's great. I've not seen either of these films, man.
Ages of Fear. Clayton is saying, Michael, you speak of the Prince of Darkness as if he were a man. That part of him died years ago. That's what I'm talking about, man. Oh, yeah. John saying Society. That movie is a wild one. Gets my vote. Hell yeah. And this is the first one that I've had tonight where I hadn't seen both of them. I don't know though, man. Cheerleader Camp really sounds like something that would have been on Joe Bob's Drive-In in the 80s. Like, seriously. It just sounds familiar. That was always a great place to watch.
Are you sure
it's
not it's not on one of your multiple VHS tapes, Michael? Go
no, because then I would know the name. If it was, I would know the name. And yeah. But Society has won 5-1. So Cheerleader Camp, unfortunately, not moving on. But it has made me curious.
Makes me curious yeah.
All right, next we have Slaughter High versus Day of the Dead.
Where are these coming from? Okay.
I mean, Russell, seriously, doesn't it seem like that'd be something that was there? Like, I feel like 100% it was on Joe Bob's Drive-In. Joe Bob, did you watch Joe Bob's Drive-In in the 80s when you were a kid?
I did not, and I'm very jealous of you guys because I've seen it pop up and I've watched like some of it like recently, but I don't remember it.
Dude, it was so great.
80s, man. I don't.
He would talk about the movie and then he would give you stats before you watched it. He'd be like, "We got 2 decapitations. We've got 14 breasts. We've got one girl with no pants on." Yeah, dude, and he would give you like a full breakdown like of the movie, like with those stats.
Well, there's probably a reason I didn't see that. It was probably my parents looking out for me at some point. Like, no, I don't remember that, man. I don't, but I've seen him recently, and I've watched a little bit of his stuff, and he seems awesome, man. He seems awesome, but no, I don't remember as a kid.
Hell yeah, man. So Russell, dude, I see, you know, 100%. That's Joe Bob that I remember. Like that's what I remember about Joe Bob Briggs in the Drive-In. He'd just be sitting there on a lounge chair, like talking about this movie. Like, and he'd tell you too, like, this
and he would
movie
have
is
guests like Elvira and shit, right? Like,
Every-
or he had did he have some like pretty woman that was like his like?
maybe in the later ones, but on the
Okay.
movie channel in the 80s, it was
It
just
was
Joe
just him?
Bob.
Okay.
Yeah, he'd just be
Okay.
sitting there talking about the movies. I think that like once he started doing something else, he had like a co-host that was a female co-host with him. But
Okay.
yeah, like I didn't watch it so much then. More so when I was
I'm
younger.
pretty sure I'm right. Like later on, he had this like big
Yeah.
breasted, brunette.
Yeah, John saying it's Darcy the male girl. Yeah.
There you go. Okay. So okay. So I'm not imagining this. Okay.
DJ is saying fun fact about Slaughter High was supposed to be called April Fool's Day, but the rights were taken already. That's cool, man. I always like those fun facts.
I enjoyed April Fool's Day very much.
Let's see. I know Lydia posted. So Day of the Dead went 12-1. All right. And then they're asking me to make this bigger. I don't know how it got smaller. I could have swore I went up to 150 with that. But either way. A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 versus Pet Sematary. Lydia, let me know if you can see that better. I don't think this is going to change, only the bracket itself with the size increase.
All right. Now I feel like with these movies, we're starting to play. I'd like you to go first, Michael.
On this one, I'm going to go Nightmare 2. Hold on a second. I need a minute with this one.
Okay. Then I'll, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm going Pet Sematary. All day, every day. I respect Nightmare on Elm Street 2 for what it is. Michael, you like it a lot more than I do. I do see the darkness in Freddy. I see how good Freddy looks. Pet Sematary, though, it's a much more unique story. I feel like it's executed a lot better than Nightmare 2. If you're talking Nightmare 1, I'm going Nightmare 1 all day. But with you talking the sequel and then you're talking the original Pet Sematary, I'm going Stephen King's, original story. I'm going Pet Sematary, man. I gotta go with that.
Yeah. Agreed. I will do Pet Sematary. Russell saying Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Could have sworn we did that already. Does Nightmare on Elm Street 2 already? Yes, we are in the second round, Russell. Nightmare on Elm Street
it
2 1.
went
So it
on.
moved on. It moved on.
Love you, Russell.
You've been sending some of that powder over to Russell, haven't you?
That's why I love him. It's like, dude, we are having fun here. You can get mixed up, you can whatever.
Hell yeah.
Dude, it's all good, man. It's all good.
Hell yeah. Wayne Turner is saying, I own both on DVD and Nightmare on Elm Street. Way more rewatchable to me. Right? DJ saying it's not powder, it's snow. Come on, DJ.
Please be quiet, DJ. Just like some things you just got to keep to yourself, dude. Just quiet.
Oh, good God. But we are currently tied. We are currently tied. If you have not cast your vote yet for Pet Cemetery, Pet Cemetery. Let's try that a third time. Pet Cemetery or A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Please cast your vote now because we are currently tied. If you have not voted, please get your vote in now. And that's going to need about a 10-second delay from StreamYard to YouTube, but it's fine. It's fine.
It is fine. Because we can talk about 80s horror all day long, guys.
It is fine. I can't believe we are in the second round.
You know, and what I miss most when we go back to this 80s stuff, Michael, I know you're right there with me, is just the going to the movie store. You know, dude, that was our Friday night, man. Going to our movie store was called Four Seasons Video in Lebanon, Ohio. Going there and picking out your movie, getting your pizza, dude. That's what I think of when I think of the 80s. And there'll never be anything like it if you as far as you ask me, man. But yeah, that's what I think about when I go back to the 80s. Is just, you know, that's when the VHS came out, and that's why there was a plethora of horror movies. You know, we could put anything on VHS. Like, let's just bust them all out. You know, Slasher High, Sorority Girls, you know, whatever it is.
And I mean, half of those movies just went straight to video. You know, that's how they made a lot of money making those movies.
Yeah.
You know, they went straight to video. And back then it was like,
and we rented them, Michael. And we
rented them. Not only renting them, but if you remember that, like back in the day, if you were, well, it might be a little bit before your time, but if you tried to buy a VHS tape, like a new one, it was like $90 in the 80s. You know, it wasn't like, you know, when you got into the 90s and stuff, everything was, you know, it got cheaper. You know, you went to Suncoast, it was like $30 for a VHS. But when they came out early, I remember trying to buy a brand new Back to the Future, and they wanted like $90 for it. So it was freaking crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
It was freaking crazy. So we are the tiebreaker. They are calling for the tiebreaker, and we both went with Pet Cemetery. This was really close for me, but I am going to go with Pet Cemetery. So I will give Pet Cemetery a 7-6 vote over A Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
I'm so glad you did, Michael, because
whoa, I am so sorry, dude. What? The Monster Squad versus Halloween 2. The Monster Squad versus Halloween 2. Oh my God.
I'm gonna need a minute.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Dude, I'm going Monster Squad. I'm going Monster Squad. If it was Halloween 1, no. I'm going Halloween 1. But Halloween 2, I'm going Monster Squad. If someone's like, "Hey, let's watch Monster Squad or let's watch Halloween 2," I'm gonna be like, "Let's watch a Monster Squad."
Michael, I gotta say this. You know you're my boy. You know you're my boy.
Yeah.
But you have never been my boy.
like you are right now. I'm going with Halloween 2, but damn it, I'm sorry. Damn it, do I love that you're going with Monster Squad.
I'm going with Monster
I
Squad.
absolutely love Monster Squad as well, but I'm going to go with rewatchability alone. I'm going to watch Halloween 2 slightly before Monster Squad. But dude, I give it to you, man. This one's very hard for me. Very hard for me, but I'm going with Halloween 2.
Monster Squad is like the horror version of Goonies for me. And dude, Halloween 2 is Halloween 2, but I mean, I pretty much know which way the chat's gonna go, but I'm going Monster Squad 100%. Oh, let's see that we got what we got. Jerry saying Halloween 2. John saying Monster Squad. That's what I'm talking about.
Dude, I love what you guys are saying with Monster Squad. I didn't know that. I thought I was like the weirdo that loved Monster Squad. Like when I was by myself, almost like.
Teresa, that surprises me. I thought you would like Halloween or Monster Squad more than Halloween.
She did really enjoy Halloween 2. That's awesome. Mad Mom, that's awesome. Yeah, I won't be upset however this goes. I won't.
That's what I'm talking about, Wayne.
This powder down.
Halloween 2 is 10-4.
No, man, I love you guys choosing Monster Squad. Like because I'm Monster Squad all the way. But I'm Myers. Man. I think I choose Monster Squad over Goonies. I choose Monster Squad over what was the movie you were comparing it to, Michael?
Goonies.
Yeah, I actually choose Monster Squad over Goonies.
I don't know about that, but it's good.
Yeah,
it is good. Beetlejuice versus Friday the 13th, Part 6.
Ooh.
CJ Graham's Jason versus Michael Keaton's Beetlejuice. Cast your votes.
Michael, I feel like we're in for a battle here. I hope we're in for a battle because this one deserves a battle. Would you like to know what I'm going with?
Well, let me see if I can put this together. Knowing you as a friend.
Yeah.
You didn't really like Friday Part 6. You didn't like the way that Jason looked. You didn't like the comedy aspect of it. So I think you're going with Beetlejuice.
No, I'm going Friday 6.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and I see the angle you're going.
What?
Yeah. Because you're talking. You have to realize, even though I choose Michael over Jason's my number 2. So you're talking my number 2 of all-time slasher. So he's way up there.
Oh yeah.
And when I say those things, so I hear what you're saying, and when I say those things, that's just me critiquing it, you know.
Yeah.
But by no means does it take away from. It's got one of the best endings, in my opinion, in the franchise. The fire around the boat.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. I love CJ Graham's performance. I love the Tommy Doyle in there. And then when you go to Beetlejuice, it's just I love Michael Keaton. I love him as Beetlejuice. It's just not my type of film. So I have nothing but good things to say about Beetlejuice. Like, I'm not going to diss it. I love Michael Keaton. It's just not my cup of tea. Is what I can say there. So yeah, I'm choosing Part 6 over that.
Oh yeah. And since I got that wrong, Wayne said they aren't really friends. You believe Wayne said that me and you aren't friends.
Oh, Wayne.
Oh, Wayne. Wayne. I know Wayne's playing.
What kind of powders Wayne got going on over there? Like,
look, man. Friday 6 for me all day. You already know. And it doesn't fall under, me because of Jason. You look, you remember when we did 80s last time? I took the Lost Boys over
There's a
Friday
lot
the
of
13th
pros
part
to
4.
Six as well.
Right.
Michael, you picked at my negatives, but I have a lot of positives for it as well.
Yeah. And I mean that's my realm of thinking with Friday the 13th part 6 of you, because those were the things that stuck out to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I didn't think that they'd be overshadowed. Now, Friday 6 for me, I really enjoy Tom Matthews as Tommy Jarvis. I think he did a great job. Yes, there were some comedic aspects, but they never picked on Jason with that. I think that it had some really good kills. The story kept me interested because it did take place at Camp Crystal Lake, but a lot of it was outside of that too. And you were more on finishing Tommy's trilogy and him dealing with his, I would say, PTSD from part 4 that he never really got over in part 5. If you remember at the beginning of part 6, when he's in the truck, he's driving, he's like, look, I got to make sure he's in there because he's still having visions of Jason. You remember in part 5, he was having those visions of Jason. Even though it was Roy, he would still see Jason like behind him in the mirror or outside and stuff like that. So it's something that I really like. So not only did they do a good job comedic wise, I think it was a good story for Friday 6. It's the man behind the mask, dude. It's Alice Cooper's Man Behind the Mask. I really enjoy Friday 6. I got to go with Friday 6. Truth. But I love Michael Keaton, and I really like the character Beetlejuice. Just not more than Friday 6. But I do wonder where this is going to go in the chat.
No, I think we're in for a battle here. I really do.
think so too. Oh no, we're not. Friday 1 9-3. I missed it again.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Friday 6 moves on. Oh,
Okay.
I don't even want to deal with that one.
Okay, that does surprise me.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2
Ooh.
and Cujo. And Cujo. I'm going Cujo.
Man.
Like, I'm going to make it short. Like, I'm going Cujo. I do like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, but I think it's very I almost feel like, and I don't want to offend anybody that loves Texas Chainsaw 2, but I feel like it's a movie that pretty much pokes fun at itself. You know what I mean? I think there's just too many things in that movie that aren't Texas Chainsaw. So I am gonna go with Cujo. But I mean, there's a lot of those Texas Chainsaw movies. They were just like, well, what are we even doing here?
All right.
But I can see the pop culture version. Like, yes, I like Texas Chainsaw.
Dude, that was bold, Michael. That was bold, and I love it. I love it because Texas 2 has a mad following, and I get it. Is when you look at horror comedy, like I'm not the biggest fan of horror comedy. You guys know that, but I do feel like Texas Chainsaw 2 does it very well. Now I was disappointed though because I like the original so much, and I just prefer Texas Chainsaw in a more real format. Like scare me, make me think like these, so I'm going with Cujo as well, Michael. I'm going with Cujo as well. It did floor me that you said that so fast, so easily. Because I do also, I have a spot for Texas 2. Chop Top with Bill Moseley. He was phenomenal, dude. He was awesome as Chop Top. But I gotta go with it's close for me, Michael, but I'm going with Cujo. I don't think we're gonna win this one. I just don't.
No, probably not.
And I don't hate Texas 2 for what it is. But that's how I prefer my Texas, man. Keep it real, dark. I don't want the comedy. But if you're going to go that way, I think they did it very well. I do. So I like Texas 2. Stretch and all that stuff. I enjoy it.
Yeah, it was. Dude, and this is going back. This is going back 8-ish months ago when we did our Texas, you know, uh,
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw, ranking. It was just like I went through and rewatched all of those movies to do that because a lot of them, I just didn't choose to watch too often. And I remember with 2, like there, it was more of a good time than it was a horror movie for me. And then there were a lot of things in it to where I was just like, what? Why? Why would you do that? Like the whole thing with Leatherface and trapping Stretch and sticking the chainsaw up to his nuts and starting to swing him around in circles and then letting her live. I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, is this Texas Chainsaw? Like, this is like I felt like it was like Scary Movie was to Scream, at points with Texas
Yeah.
Chainsaw.
Oh yeah.
Like that's how I felt that it was that's what I felt Texas Chainsaw 2 was. But I mean, we are not the popular votes in this because Texas Chainsaw 2 wins 11-3. So moving on. Evil Dead 2 versus Poltergeist.
Oh. Evil Dead 2 versus Poltergeist. Oh, that's a close one for me. I gotta think a minute on that.
All right. Well, do you think you'd be able to think with the chat so I could go refill my drink real quick?
Absolutely.
I am empty.
Absolutely.
And I will be right back. I will say this, going in, I am choosing Poltergeist over Evil Dead 2.
Yeah. Do your thing, Michael.
I'll just leave that there.
Do your thing. So, oh my goodness. For me, I've seen Evil Dead 2 more recent. Poltergeist has, for me, guys, has not aged very well. It has not aged very well. Now, Evil Dead 2, you can say the same about Evil Dead 2. But I think it was more, if it makes sense, like kind of like meant that way. Like with making Evil Dead 2, they knew they knew they didn't have the best, technology. They didn't have the top-notch equipment and all that stuff. Let me see if I can bring up some of the comments of what you guys are saying. But I'm going to say I'm going Evil Dead 2. I'm going Evil Dead 2, guys. I was never really on board with Poltergeist. And as soon as I bring up the comments, I see Kim saying Poltergeist, which I love. And then John says Evil Dead 2. I love it. I love it. Wayne says both movies score on vinyl records and both on Blu-ray. Val's going Poltergeist. May and Poltergeist. I'm not surprised, man. There's a lot of Poltergeist fans. You betrayed Bruce Campbell, Michael. Wow. Evil Dead 2. Wayne Turner. Let's talk about Michael now. May Ann. Yeah, guys. I mean, I'm not upset either way. I was never a big Evil Dead person. And the same can be said for me with Poltergeist. So I don't have a huge stake in either of these films. And it's been a hot minute since I've seen Poltergeist. I need to rewatch Poltergeist, guys. I really do. It's been a very, very long time. Very long time. So, Michael, I'm going with Evil Dead 2.
Okay.
I think both these movies kind of age badly. I don't have a lot of, play in either. Yeah.
All right, that's cool,
I'm
man.
going Evil Dead 2, but I don't have my heart's not in either of these films. So,
I'm looking at some of these comments. Let's see.
dude, the comments are great.
I hope they were all good things.
First, Michael betrays Jason with Lost Boys. Now he betrays Bruce Campbell. With
First,
Poltergeist.
Michael, but yeah.
Next, he's going to be like, fuck horror. I'm going to comedy. I didn't say it, Michael. I didn't say it.
Ah, Clayton. He's that guy. He is that guy. Peter Anthony Productions. Peter Anthony's in the chat. What is up? The Mad Cuban is here. Love Poltergeist. Underrated. That's what I'm talking about, man.
Wait, Poltergeist is underrated?
Poltergeist is a good movie.
And it's rated like very highly.
Poltergeist has won 7 to 6.
Okay.
And Peter, thank you for saving us a coin toss because we went with different. We couldn't break the tie. All right. The Wraith versus Prince of Darkness. Now, this one I'm kind of out.
I'm out too.
Because I haven't seen Prince of Darkness, unfortunately. The Wraith.
I haven't seen either. I'm out.
The Wraith versus Prince of Darkness.
Out, so
I mean, I love the Wraith, growing up as a kid, but I haven't seen Prince of Darkness, so I can't, unfortunately. I cannot. But I do know now that Loomis is in it. And then he shot the prince 6 times. Didn't we agree that happened, Matt?
Yes.
I do believe that happened. Whether it did or didn't.
Yes.
It did. It did. It did.
Jerry says wrong turn.
Jerry's friend. Oh, man. When we go backstage, remind me, when we get off here to tell you something. It's freaking hilarious.
You got it.
And it has to do with the wrong turn. I feel like that.
Bet it does.
The funny thing about it was wrong turn. It took 2 votes out of a pool it wasn't even in. So Lydia actually replied like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, this is your total. And then wrong turn had 2 votes. You know what I mean? It's like Wrong Turn is the only movie that has come up in every single decade of horror that we've done. Yes.
Yeah, you just can't get around Wrong Turn.
No. Unfortunately. I'm still tripping out that there's a 6. Like, I thought it was only Wrong Turn 1 through 5 and then the remake. But apparently there was a 6th one that I must have missed.
I didn't know there was a 5, Michael.
No, there's 5.
Oh my god. Oh,
dude, I live my life in a Wrong Turn. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. But I'm curious to see how this will come out. If I had to guess, if I'm into making psychic predictions, I will say Prince of Darkness. And it has won 5-2. Prince of Darkness has won 5. The Wraith 2. And it will move on. Oh, now I know that this is your movie, Matt. And I enjoy it as well, too. But I haven't seen the other one. The Howling versus Society.
I haven't either. I mean, am I even allowed to say? I mean, I don't think I can.
Yeah.
I don't think I can, but so here's what's up with me with myself and The Howling.
Mm-hmm.
I always like a good werewolf movie, right? And I think they're since the original Wolfman came out, they've always been just hit or miss. Very much hit or miss. Sometimes, most of the time, I feel like you miss. As far as the 80s go, like, I'm not sitting here saying The Howling's the best thing, since sliced bread or anything, but it's a very good 80s horror movie. It's a very solid werewolf movie. The werewolf looks phenomenal. And what I like about it is he was threatening and scary. And that's where I want my werewolf to be. That's why I kind of like lean towards it over, I guess, like American Werewolf in London, where you feel like you're just watching this like love story. And I think people praise it simply on the transition, which is a fantastic, phenomenal transition. But it doesn't take away from like there's nothing scary about that story or anything, where The Howling has that. Much more terrifying. I think the werewolf looks better. So I just kind of I like to stick up for it over the, better known American Werewolf in London that I watched and felt like I was watching a love story. I feel like more like a 80s creature feature when I'm watching The Howling. And that's what I want a werewolf movie to feel like, if you ask me, as opposed to like a strange love story with the effects are phenomenal in that transition. I give it that, but it doesn't make an entire movie for me. But so that's where I kind of like lean towards The Howling.
Well, yeah. I know you're a big Howling fan, and I thought it was decent. I thought it was a decent werewolf movie. Been a while since I've seen it.
And really, Michael, that's even really what I even think it is. I think it's a decent 80s, but more scary, werewolf movie.
Oh yeah. Well, The Howling moves on.
Nice. I don't think it's phenomenal. But I'll stand by its side before American Werewolf in London all day long, and I get a lot of heat for that.
You like what you like, man. Isn't that what we always say?
Yeah.
You like what you like.
Yep, absolutely.
Day of the Dead versus Pet Sematary. Day of the Dead.
Oh, all right. I got to fight in this one.
Hell yeah. Hells yeah. I'm going Pet Sematary on this one. Over Day of the Dead. Yeah.
I'm piggybacking off of you. Well, and here's what's cool is I hadn't seen the original Pet Sematary in a long time, and I just rewatched it with Lydia about a week or two ago. And it holds up, man. It holds up, and it's creepy as shit. When the kids got the outfit on that he wore in that picture with the cane and shit, you know what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah,
dude, it is so badass creepy. Like, it really held up, and it really surprised me. So,
take care, DJ.
It's not even a question for me. It's Pet Sematary.
Hell yeah, man. Like I enjoy Pet Sematary. What was the one that I voted over? The Hitcher, but dude, it's the Hitcher. I do enjoy Pet Sematary. Like, I think it was a good movie. Gage was freaking creepy as shit.
And very different, for its time.
Yeah. Dude, so the one thing when someone says Pet Sematary, and I'll always say this when we talk about it because it's what happens. I think of that Achilles cut.
Oh,
dude, it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, Pet Sematary, what do you think of? Oh, he cut his Achilles tendon. There is just something about cutting one's Achilles tendon that just freaking stab me in the eye, stab me in the face. You know what I mean? Like, just don't. But for God's sakes, don't cut my Achilles.
I think about that too. It is the nastiest, but yeah, cut me in the face. Like,
I
actually think about that too, Michael. When I think of Pet Sematary, I think about that, and I think about Zelda.
Yeah,
she was frightening. She is, and that's what impressed me. Like I said I recently watched it. She's just as frightening to this day. Like, the movie holds up. Yeah.
So let me ask you this, just for fun, while we're waiting for.
But don't cut my Achilles.
Zelda versus the witch from Who to you freaks you out more?
Who am I effing with first?
Yeah.
The witch from Pumpkinhead.
Yo, that's the one that witch from Pumpkinhead is the one that.
No, and I get it. I get it. But if I gotta tackle one or the other, I'm going for the. I'm not messing with Zelda, dude. She freaks me out to my core. She freaks me out to my core. You'll never get out. I bet I get. Like, dude, I can't do it with her, man. Like, I can't.
Russell saying this. I didn't know this. Zelda was actually a guy. If you watch behind the scenes of Pet Sematary.
What's that?
Zelda was actually a guy. If you watched behind the scenes of Pet Sematary.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
I did not know that.
Dude, Zelda, dude. No.
Pet Sematary 7-4. Okay. Pet Sematary has won 7-4.
I will run after Godzilla before I go after Zelda. How's that put in perspective for me?
Ooh. Oh boy. All right. We're doing this. We are doing this. Cast your votes. Halloween 2 or Friday the 13th, part 6. Halloween 2, Friday, part 6.
I'm hoping I would think this would be tough for you, Michael.
This is tough for me.
I would think it would be.
But I don't see it being tough for the chat because you think about where all these brackets have gone.
Yeah.
And it's, you know what I mean? It's like we had Halloween Kills in the final. We had Halloween 18 in the final. We had the original Halloween. So Halloween has won 3 of the brackets that we've done for different years.
Yeah, I'm going Halloween 2 on this all day, every day.
Oh yeah, I'm going Friday 6. Bring it home, baby.
Are you really?
Yes, over 2, not over Halloween 1. Over 2, yes, I will go Friday 6.
Well,
yes. Let's see what I know. The chat, I know they've got some stuff to say. Clayton is saying, "Oh no, why did you do this to me?" Let's see. Wayne is saying Zelda is the name of Robin Williams' daughter.
I saw that.
Clayton is saying, "Dude, this one's like choosing your favorite child."
Yeah, and Zelda's making her directorial debut.
Is she?
Yeah, and it's called Lisa Frankenstein.
Really?
Yeah.
I knew nothing of this. Oh, I'm curious to see where this is gonna go. If I had to guess, I'll tell you what, man. Like, I am terrible at. I know you can probably see me keep looking like this. Well, in between my 2 monitors right here is the Lions versus the Rams right now because there's a playoff game on. So each time you see me doing this right here, I'm looking at the score. The Detroit's winning 21-17 right now.
Okay.
So I keep looking at that, and it's just like it's the playoffs, man. It's the freaking playoffs. And then I'll be doing the same thing tomorrow when I have my show. The Coleman brothers, the guys that did the fan film Halloween Inferno, will be on the channel tomorrow. So if you're not doing anything around 8 p.m. tomorrow, come check that out because that should be super cool. They have a small web series called Serial. It is about 2 serial killers in 2 different places who occasionally, I don't know if they meet up or what, but I haven't seen it, but it just seems pretty interesting. It's like an original project and not so much a fan film. And these guys are they're legit. Halloween Inferno looked really good. Great looking Michael. If you haven't seen that one, Matt, and I know that you're really big on, the look of Michael and everything. What it was when Halloween Kills didn't come out, they basically made their own Halloween Kills, to take the place of it. And it was really good. It was really good for a fan film. Really good. Wayne is saying cereal about breakfast. No, Wayne, the other cereal. It's in serial killers.
So where is this chat at with this? I'm dying to know.
I don't know. Friday. Oh shit! Friday 6-1, 7-4. Friday 6 is moving on. I'm surprised.
Dude,
Honestly surprised.
I am very much surprised. Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
Oh, what can I do though? Oh, nothing.
Texas Chainsaw 2 versus Poltergeist. Texas Chainsaw 2 versus Poltergeist.
What did Texas Chainsaw 2 beat?
I forget. It beat
Oh my god.
It beat Cujo.
Oh my gosh.
It beat Cujo.
Oh wow. Okay. Some stuff is really flooring me here. Wow. Yeah, I didn't see part 6 beating Halloween 2. Wow.
I could sit here and lie and be like, "Oh, I knew that was going to happen," but I'm not going to do. I didn't see it winning either.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Glad it did.
we got some serious Friday people in here.
I'm going Poltergeist on this one. Poltergeist on this one.
This one's pretty tough for me, Michael. I'm actually going Texas too.
All right. It is a tough one though. I mean, they're so much different from each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They wouldn't come up in casual conversation to be like, "Hey, what do you like better?" You know what I mean? It would take a bracket like this to throw these two movies.
You've actually
go head to head.
You actually, all evening. I'll be honest. You've actually surprised me. I thought you would have been a much bigger supporter of Texas 2 than you are, because I know you do like your. I know you like your horror comedy, like your Shaun of the Dead and stuff. And I think Texas 2 is one of the better horror comedies at that. So, it just surprised me.
The fun thing is right now I'm gonna bring up my review of Texas Chainsaw 2 from when we did that ranking to see what my notes were about it, because that's super fun to like look at like your opinion from like a year ago to see if you still feel that way.
Because I have this big love-hate relationship with Texas 2. I do, because I like the film for what it is, but I can't help but say, like, what if we got this Texas 2 that just stayed raw, uncut, and evil and serious, and what if we got something like that? What it could have been like.
Texas Chainsaw 2 is won 9-3.
Wow. Okay, dude, it has its fans, man, and I'm cool with that. I don't hate the movie. I'm just saying I have a love-hate relationship with it.
Oh yeah. Prince of Darkness versus The Howling.
I have no fight in this. I've not seen Prince of Darkness. I love that Howling's even still in the runnings here. I think the werewolf in The Howling looks sick as shit. Still does. Holds up to this day. It's one of the better looking werewolves. Oh, that's another thing I didn't mention. People can, rip me for this. I don't like a werewolf on all fours like he is on American Werewolf in London. I want a werewolf standing 9 feet tall, like the Wolfman, standing on 2 legs. I don't like it in, dog werewolf form on all fours. That could just be me. Let me know in the chat if I'm not alone and you guys prefer that, or if you could care less. But I do not like a werewolf on all fours. I don't know why. I just don't. It should be towering over everybody at, like I said, 9-10 feet tall, like it is in The Howling.
I honestly don't think I care. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like,
I don't think you're alone, Michael.
yeah,
That's why I'm bringing it up, because but it does matter to me, and I think it's even funny if it does. But that's why I'm bringing it up. Yeah, I was watching. What was the one movie? It's got Bill Skarsgård. It's a series where there's like some werewolves and stuff. What's that called? What's that called?
I have no idea. No clue.
Yeah. Shoot, help me out, guys, if you know in the chat. With Bill Skarsgård, there's there's werewolves. It's a series. What is that called?
Jerry's saying Twilight.
No, it's not Twilight. But there's this werewolf transition where the werewolf like transitions and literally looks like a small fox. And I'm like, no, come on. Like, is this where we're going?
Prince of Darkness has won 6-3. Right. We are in the semifinal round. And we got some interesting choices left. Cast your votes. Pet Cemetery or Friday the 13th, Part 6. Cast your votes now. And yeah, we were talking about in the chat some NFL updates. It looks like the Lions are winning 21-17, but they're driving. They're almost. Oh, he just got sacked. That's just fantastic. It's a good game. It's definitely a good game,
dude. This one's really hard for me.
I know that you're a huge Pet Cemetery fan. So it is tough, man. This is a tough one for me. Not so much. I watch, dude. I sit here and watch my freaking box set of Friday movies like a.
I actually think that, yeah, my Pet Cemetery love is finally being defeated, by my second favorite slasher in Jason Voorhees. I'm going Friday 6. I'm gonna watch it. Pet Cemetery, I'm cool if I see it like once every 2 years or so, and I'll enjoy it, and I'll enjoy the shit out of it. But with Friday 6, I can see that 2 to 3 times per year, and enjoy it. Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, it's taking out my Pet Cemetery, man.
I don't even want to talk about how many times I watch freaking
dude
movies. Like, how many times you watch Friday 6 in a year? It's like an unhealthy amount. We'll leave it at that number. Like, seriously.
Well, and I've even told you, like, I choose Michael's always going to be my number 1, but I've even said to you, Michael, that rewatchability, Jason has a little bit of an edge on Michael, even in my opinion. So that it says a lot.
It does.
It's
funny though, and I was talking to someone this week about my taste in movies, and I know that it's not, for everyone, which it shouldn't be. You know what I mean? Because it's my taste. But if I judged everything based on my rewatch, I would because there's a lot of times where I will watch a stupid movie multiple times because it's stupid and it's fun. You know what I mean? Because it's stupid. And you can look at great movies that are epic masterpieces of movies that I won't watch. We'll use Friday 6, for example, right? You could take a movie like The Shawshank Redemption that is a masterpiece in filmmaking, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to watch Friday 6 before I watch that again, just because it's Friday 6. Am I saying that Friday 6 is a better movie than The Shawshank Redemption? No. There's not one thing that's better in that movie.
No.
So when I use my rewatch to judge movies, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You know what I mean? If let's say a company were to hire me and say, Michael, we want you to review these two movies, and say, we want you to review Friday the 13th Part 6, and we want you to review The Shawshank Redemption. I'm not going to write in that review that The Shawshank Redemption falls short to the rewatchability of Friday the 13th Part 6, right? You know, I wouldn't feel like that would be an accurate portrayal of actual cinema. You know what I mean? So it's kind of tough when you get into which is the better movie to you. It's like, well, I don't think this is a better movie than that.
It is. Yeah.
But you know, I will sit here and watch this 10 times because I don't, for one, have to pay attention to it because it's crazy. I can get up and go to the bathroom and leave it playing, or run down the street real quick to grab a drink and come back and leave it on. You know, so it's kind of tough when you get into questions like that.
Yeah, and you know, Michael, I can relate to that more than anybody because I'm all visual, man. Like, you have The Nun looking good. I don't give a damn what that story's about. I'm going to watch over The Shawshank Redemption all day long. You have I know what you're talking about more than anybody, I feel like.
Yeah.
You got a wicked
it's
clown
tough.
that they got his paint right. And shit, I'm going to check that clown out and watch him all day long. But is it, Forrest Gump material? No. Yeah,
I love Forrest Gump.
Dude, I get it, man. I get it. I really get it. And the the series I was talking about, guys, is Hemlock Grove.
What is it?
Hemlock Grove.
I don't think I've seen that.
No, it's a series. It's got Bill Skarsgård. It's got, that's what I was watching. And they did this, like, it was supposed to be this, like, real intense moment where this guy was transitioning into a werewolf. And when the transition was over, he looked like a wolf I wanted to go up and pet. I was like, that's where I'm like, is this what we're like? It was supposed to be really cool. Like, I'm not knocking the series. It's a pretty cool series. Check it out if you haven't heard of it, Michael. But yeah, that's what he transitioned into, like a really pretty fox that I wanted to pet. That's where I'm like, I prefer the Howling that's standing 10 feet tall and snarling and where you're like, I gotta get the F out of here. I'm about to have my head bitten off. Like, that's what I want a werewolf. Not that has anything to do with anything, but I thought I'd let you guys know. Yeah. Hemlock Grove. That's
Friday did win 9-3, by the way. So it's moving on. But we are on TCM 2 versus Prince of Darkness. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, Prince of Darkness.
So far.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And just Jerry did say, I'm not a smart man, Michael, but I know what horror is. Absolutely love that, Jerry. I love it.
Oh my God.
Oh, good God. And you know what? Here's the crazy thing. Like, Prince of Darkness could win out, and I couldn't really talk about it too much. And Prince of Darkness was in the very first round. It has gone through a lot of stuff to get where it is right now. It has gone through tons of stuff. So I guess we really don't have a dog in this fight, do we?
No, we don't. I'm surprised both of these are as far as they are.
Yeah. And I'm looking through the bracket right now. Prince of Darkness beat Near Dark, beat the Wraith, it beat the Howling, and now it's up to Texas Chainsaw 2, where Texas Chainsaw 2 beat Cujo and it beat Poltergeist. So it's like the path for Texas Chainsaw 2 was not an easy one. Like, it went through some big horror names. It went through some big horror names.
We almost at the final here.
We are. We are. We are. We are. We are. Now that's gonna be stuck in my head for the rest of the freaking night. I swear to God. I swear to God. Dude, it's just so far off from like look at Texas Chainsaw 2003. You know what I mean? And then Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. They're just like so off, so far apart. From Texas Chainsaw movies. You look at the remake, you look at Texas Chainsaw 2, and it's just like I don't know, man. There's just something about Texas Chainsaw 2.
Dude, I'm with you. Like I like Texas 2, but that's it. I don't put it like as anything phenomenal. But that's me with horror in general. I'm not the biggest horror comedy guy.
Well, it is moving on.
I'm not the biggest horror comedy guy. My favorite is Tucker and Dale. It's my favorite.
Horror comedy?
Horror comedy, yes.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a special movie to beat that. But either way, you know what I'm saying? It's not a genre I really care about. I prefer horror to stay wicked. Michael, I'll go as far as, and all this stuff's really popular. And a lot of people love it. Like where there's t-shirts where Michael Myers is like, turned to the side. He's got his butt cheeks hanging out and, he says like, I love you, or what, all this like stuff, or like the where it says family and, on all these like, kind of like cutesy things with like, Freddy and all that stuff. I don't care for any of it. I just don't care for any of it. And it's really popular and it's cool. Like if that's what, people like about horror, but I'd rather a shirt that's Freddy ripping somebody's head off or something. I just, the whole, comedy with horror it's not my thing.
I got you.
There's posters where it's like, it'll say Freddy and on this family, we dream big and, we love family, and it'll show Michael Myers. People love that stuff. They're like, haha, it's funny. That's all good and stuff. But I don't care for any of it. I don't. I like horror to stay like dark.
I have a Friday the 13th shirt that I got. God, this was probably like years ago. Oh, by the way, we need to cast votes. We are in the final, and I will tell you about my shirt. Friday the 13th, Part 6 versus Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Cast your votes. We are in the finals.
Everybody's talking about the powder. Oh my God.
So I have this shirt and I absolutely love it though. It's it's a little Jason, right? And he has a little knife. And on the top, he looks sad. And on the top it said, I wish it was Friday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I do enjoy that. I think it's not one I wear super often, but I really do.
That's a great example of what I'm talking about. Like, and people eat that. Dude, they eat that shit up.
Yeah.
I mean, they eat it up, and that merchandise sells like a some bitch. But I've always liked horror for the darker side of it, like but it's all over, man. Cute buttons of, Freddy looking goofy or Michael looking goofy, and people eat it up. But
hell yeah. So where do you fall
on? Okay, so you're talking. Oh, dude, this
finals.
This is Friday 6 all day.
I agree.
It's
I
all
agree.
Day, every day.
All day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, we did touch on this just a little bit earlier, when we talked about like, I wasn't a fan of the utility belt either. You know what I mean? With this Jason, like I didn't really like the utility belt, but everything else I thought was cool. With this Jason, CJ Graham is a beast. You know what I mean? The way he played Jason, I loved it, man. I loved his, that quick walking he would do in this. And
Yeah.
actually, I think that was a different actor that actually did that walking scene. But I mean, he was awesome.
No, yeah.
He was freaking awesome.
I'm on board with CJ Graham as well.
Yeah, dude. Couldn't be a nicer guy too, man. Like that guy's super cool.
And he's a beast to this day.
Yeah. I met him at Scarefest 2 years ago. And he was like, he signed my little NECA figure for me. And he's like, let's take a picture. I was like, no, I'm good. He's like, come here, and just grabs me and he makes me take a picture. And it was just so cool, man. Like, I think I came up to like
his titty,
his like the bottom of his lung, dude. You know what I mean? Like, he's freaking big as shit. Like, he's a big dude. He is a big guy.
Yeah.
And he was there with Tom Matthews that year. Remember that? They were both sitting next to each other.
Yes.
And the crazy thing about it is I met CJ and I didn't meet Tom Matthews. And so I still yet to meet Tom Matthews.
Same. I'd like to meet Tom Matthews as well. But yeah, CJ Graham is a freaking hoss of a dude.
Hell yeah. Oh.
So where is this one going?
Still in the votes. I haven't gotten any update yet for our winner.
Okay.
Still have not gotten an update. Let's see what the chat is saying. Let's see. A lot of votes. Wayne is saying winner versus original Nightmare on Elm Street equals ultimate 80s winner. Nah, more or less, we're going to throw them all in the bucket, dude. At the end, we will throw them all in the bucket.
Oh man, it's gonna be yeah, it's gonna be wrong turn.
It's gonna be wrong.
It's gonna be wrong turn. Like Jerry, you know it. I know it.
Friday 6 has come out on top, 8-4.
I think that's right. That's right.
And we have completed yet another bracket. So ultimate 80s. I notice how I call it ultimate 80s because we had
and that's just it's just wild what can seriously reign on top, man. It's hard to beat out these juggernauts, man.
It is, dude.
We've mentioned some great films when you start talking Beetlejuice, Cujo, Pet Sematary. But people love their freaking top-notch slasher guys, man. They're hard to beat, dude. They're hard to beat.
Have we had a winner that wasn't a slasher?
I don't think so.
I don't think we have. So we look at the 70s, Michael won. We look at the 80s, Nightmare won. We look at the 90s, Scream won. We look at 2000s, Friday 09 won. We look at the 2010 to 2019, Halloween 2018 won. We look at now, like from 2020 to now, Halloween Kills one.
Yeah, slashers reign supreme.
So slashers have, I still, man, I really hated.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Since we've wrapped this up and now we only have the finals to do next week, what movie out of all of the brackets got eliminated that you were hoping would make it to the finals?
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I wish you wouldn't have asked me that because I almost probably have to go back and
like, is there any that just pops off the top of your head?
No, honestly,
like,
I'd have to go check it out.
One does for me.
Okay,
and that was The Conjuring. I feel like The Conjuring to me, and this is just my opinion, and I'm one of many, in the people in the chat and everybody, has their own opinion. But I think that was the hardest one for me to let go.
I've got one.
Yeah. So out of yours, what was the hardest one?
Well, one, I'm with you on The Conjuring. I'm with you on The Conjuring. Christine. Christine. I love everything about Christine, like how unique the act, the transformation of Arnie. I'm a Christine fanatic. That one was really hard for me to let go.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to choose that over any Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm going to choose it over Friday 6 all day long. Yeah, it'd be Christine for me.
And I'm also asking the chat as well. What movie got away from you guys?
No, that's a really cool question too. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's see. Wayne is saying Saw from 2004. Yeah, man. That's another good one. That's definitely another good one. Russell's saying, Michael, did you watch Monarch Legacy of Monsters season finale? It was awesome and the end was shocking. Dude, I have not seen it yet, and it's not because of lack of trying. I'm having an issue with my Apple TV right now. So yeah, leave it to the last episode that I haven't seen yet for this to actually mess up. But I'm a little aggravated about that. I've tried to watch it twice now. But I am gonna get to it. I'll find a way to watch that shit. Like seriously. Like that's at this point. Sean has to say, gotta go. Have a good night, fellas. Hey, take it easy, Sean. Thanks for coming, buddy.
Yeah. This has been fun, guys.
Yeah, dude. Ages of Fear say you thought that you were gonna say Silence of the Lambs for the 90s.
Dude, here's what I want to say to that. This goes back to what we were talking about, Michael. Like when you talk about rewatchability over a better film.
Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs is a better film than Friday 6. It's better than Kills, if you ask me. It's a badass horror movie. It goes back to telling you how powerful these slashers are, and people love their slashers. But Silence of the Lambs, phenomenal film, dude.
It's good,
dude. It's phenomenal.
I even really liked Red Dragon a whole lot, man. Like I did too. Red Dragon.
I'm actually a guy who there's not one in that franchise I dislike. I like Hannibal.
Yeah,
I talk about Hannibal Rising a lot, where a lot of people haven't even seen that yet, and I don't think it was a bad movie. Where they do like the prequel, like dating back. Have you seen that one, Michael? Hannibal Rising.
Hannibal Rising. Yeah, that's the one where he's younger.
That's where he's younger. Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
Give it, not bad at all.
Yeah,
I like the entire Hannibal franchise.
Yeah.
I do. Red Dragon, Hannibal, Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal Rising. But yeah, that's one that should not have gotten through the cracks. But
yeah, but it's funny,
slashers, man.
Yeah, it is. But you got to think collectively when you bring this many people together. A lot of people come in with their favorite, and it's not the same. So they will like this movie better than that one, but theirs got eliminated before. But they do, you know what I mean? And it just ends up to popularity, of the slashers and people's love for a certain character as opposed to the actual movie. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of, I've learned a lot from doing these over the last, 7 weeks at this point. I mean, we've gone through a lot of movies, you guys, and like it's been really cool. And for me to look at these and look at the winners and look at, the paths that they've taken to get through, man, it's just like, well, I can see why, collectively as a group, people would choose this movie over this movie. But at the end of the day, The Conjuring hurt me the most to leave that one out, because to me, I can say this since it's not in the tournament. To me, I think that with me loving The Conjuring as much as I do, and the way it was horror, I feel like in my bracket that would have been probably close to being in the finals of the winners bracket. Like that's how much love I have for The Conjuring, but it didn't even make it out of the bracket of the years. Because it was done collectively. You know what I mean? And that's the one that hurt me. So I know you love Christine. I know that you love, Silent. So I can get why those are just like, oh God, dude. They almost feel like the one that got away. You know what I mean?
And The Nun. I love The Nun.
Oh God.
I love
The Nun's right where it belongs.
I love The Nun, dude. I love it. But yeah, man, I gotta get ready to jump off here, guys.
Oh yeah.
I got another big day tomorrow. This has been a blast, Michael.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. All right, let me wrap up here. If you haven't hit that like button, please hit that like button for us. It helps out the channel. And please, when this is over, please leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about tonight's bracket. And let me know who you think's going to win the next one. Let's see how that goes. Let me know in the comments section. If you'd like to support the channel outside of YouTube, you can do so at www.patreon.com/moviesandbeyond. If you want to follow Mad Matt, you can check him out on Mad Matt's Mask on Facebook, and you can check me out on all my other social media outlets that are listed below up here. And again, you guys, a great night. Matt, thanks for coming and hanging out with me to get through this bracket, dude. And I'll talk to you for just a quick second backstage, and we'll get off here. But everybody else, I want you guys to have a great night, and we will see you guys next week for the finals.
If I could say one thing real quick, Michael, I will say to the chat, if there is you guys, if there's a character that you would like to see me portray and dress up as and come on here as, let me know and I'll try to tackle that because I enjoy that. So yeah, let us know. But yeah, another great show. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Thanks, Michael.
All right. See you guys next time. Peace.
Toodaloo, motherfucker. Hey.